we do, buddy.
Hey fans, welcome to this Valley Live presentation of the AVP Chicago Open here on Oak Street Beach in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. We move over to match number 15 on the men's side of the bracket in a battle of new pairs. The number 15 seed Jordan Hoppe and homegrown Chicago native David Wieczorek versus the Flying Hawaiians, the number 10 seed of Bourne and young gun Ryan Wilcox. I'm Rob Sparrow alongside Victoria Dennis as we call to play courtside here in our excellent AVP Windy City Chicago Open. Vic, I know we're right into the action. We want to get your quick thoughts on our matchup here today.
Yeah, well, Wieczorek, this is his home court. We can hear the fans behind him. It's going to get rowdy. We already heard a little fun banter, so can the Flying Hawaiians, Bourne and Wilcox, settle in on their side, especially with a stop block like that from Wieczorek.
Well, it's looking like Wiezorek's playing a little extra oomph right now in front of the hometown crowd with that stuff like he was fully pressed over.
A force to be reckoned with at the net.
Yeah.
Looking in that deep line shot. Try Bourne for the winner as they get on the board at 1-3.
Bourne and Wilcox won Virginia Beach earlier this season. I've had quite the rhythm together. They had enough points to get them into the main draw, so didn't need that bid from Virginia Beach. Wilcox and Hoppe did earn that bid at Virginia Beach into Chicago.
David Wieczorek with that deep angle crush. He's feeling it this morning.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, it's Stay Alive Saturday, and Wieczorek, this is his backyard. His family and friends are here. He's going to put on a show.
Wilcox, the former UCSB Gaucho, cutting it inside the block of Wieczorek.
Wilcox, young blood here next to Bourne. Wilcox had quite the indoor career himself.
Wieczorek with a jump and bump at the left pin. 4-3 on the turn.
We can expect Wieczorek to make those plays. Already a big lead for Wieczorek and Hoppe there. All gas, no brakes right now. They're doing a great job of just taking control on their side.
Jordan Hoppe back to serve, up 5-2.
Hey, partner!
Hoppe with a little placement action going wrist away.
Yeah, I love that shot from Hoppe. Great pickup there. He stays on his feet through that dig, lifts it, and then sees that open pocket in the cut shot.
Curious what the discussion is. That's the referee on duty is Scott Long. Our first referee is Renee Marcellus. Wilcox, really tough serve down the line. Hoppe popping the cap in the corner. 7-2.
Yeah, taking advantage of that deep seam swing. I love that play from Hoppe.
Early crowd over there on Oak Street Beach. Filling in, as Vic mentioned earlier. Started slow, but the coffee's kicking into the crowd. Big rip by Bourne throwing down at that left side.
Yeah, we know it's do or die, and we can hear the hecklers in the background. Honestly, that's kind of one of my favorite things about this sport. The fans are true and tried, and you have a good heckler. It gave you some extra wind out there, Rob.
Well, we've got double heckler potential here. We got the crowd chat, so let us know where you're chiming in from if you're on the Valley Live app. Clamping down is Bourne on that tight pass to the net.
Standing at 6'5". the native out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Has been on the tour for many years.
Bourne serving, trailing 4-7 here in set number 1 in our Survival Saturday matchup. Loser goes home, but they take home a 13th place. Winner moves on and takes on the winner of the number 5 seed in match number 19. That's Caldwell and Cook. It's the Contenders bracket matchup. Pulling on D, great pickup by Wieczorek. Wieczorek trying his best to keep swatting balls at the net, but the Bourne shot making it by.
We can see Bourne here. It's a tight set. He tried to reach up for it, and on those plays, honestly, you just have to go up and joust. Usually it's whoever touches it second will earn that point.
Right to the pin, and a beautiful high line shot by Jordan Hoppe.
Jordan standing at 6'5". Looks a little bit shorter out there because, well, his partner is 6'8". David standing at that net, but great shot there by Jordan. We can see him on our screen here.
Jordan, that 6'5" defender from Greendale, Wisconsin, lives in Corona Del Mar, California. Confident swing by Wilcox, but misses wide.
I like him being aggressive there on that swing. Now is the time to push the envelope. It's early on in the first set. They have to be able to find rhythm and momentum, and it's going to take a big play, just like a swing like that.
Jump serve really short of the net. 6 serving 10.
Bourne and Wilcox really. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
I was going to say, try standing at 6'5" from a USC, Honolulu, Hawaii. Ooh, another service there, Vic. Back-to-backs. Start off our midway part through the set here.
Yeah, we're seeing that ace to air ratio right now. So it's about being comfortable with what you want to go with, and are you trying to push the envelope at the service line? It looks like both teams are, with another missed serve there. So maybe trying to get into their rhythm. Sure, the sun is still rising here on Oak Street Beach, but I believe these teams will soon find their rhythm.
Miss hit ball by Jordan Hoppe, no snap, and you can see how far and how wide that thing traveled. Eyeballing it over is Jordan Hoppe. Oh, beautiful spread block by Wieczorek, turning out the lights.
A huge block from the ones Pepperdine Wave. Look at him line up in front of his attacker and clamps down on that ball, showing us exactly how he was a 4-year starter for the Waves.
Option ball off the block by Bourne. Pulls them within 9-12 at the technical timeout, and wanted to get your thoughts so far here on what's happening so far in our second match on court number 1, Vic.
Yeah, well, we all saw it. Wieczorek and Hoppe right out the gate are putting balls away. Right now they have 6 kills, a couple errors, but they're batting .444 as a team. Bourne and Wilcox, .154. So right now that's the difference. Hoppe and Wieczorek, they're just putting balls away, and also Hoppe has 3 digs. Bourne and Wilcox, they have 0 digs and 0 blocks at the moment. So it's 3 digs and 2 blocks for Hoppe and Wieczorek. That'll give them that comfortable lead.
You're watching the AVP Chicago Open match number 2 on court 1 here on our Ballet live feed. I'd like to welcome everyone that's hanging out in the crowd chat. Love to hear from you. We see that Black Mamba Beto is back in there and talking about some great breakfast foods already. Tri-tip at the barbecue and Portillo's. So, yes, please, to both.
Yeah, we'll take some.
Share the love, right, Vic?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nice little breakfast here on Oak Street Beach.
Not the lightest meals if you're training, but if you're just a fan like us here, we can chow as much as we want.
I would have called it.
Hey, to each their own.
You're looking at these teams coming out of the timeout, and let's talk about the league that's coming up for the AVP. Both these teams still in contention in one way or another, but I figured, Vic, you've been doing a great job of talking about that. I guess we'll table that until the next break. Another service error, Vic.
Yeah, and we can see that Bourne is getting pretty frustrated. I mean, he is a veteran on tour, his rookie season in 2013, so I would expect Bourne to try and just, for lack of a better phrase, just maybe get it together a little bit. You have a youngin with you. You need to remain calm, cool, and collected on the court. Yes, you can exert your competitive energy and drive, but when things aren't going your way, you have to be able to refocus and zone in. I mean, he does it there on that attack, but right now, Bourne and Wilcox just looking to stay even keel to try to earn their way back into this ball game.
Saw that smart swing by Wilcox going high off the block of Wieczorek and out of play. Knuckle poke just inside the sideline by homegrown Dave Wieczorek.
Yeah, fan favorite, local kid from Chi-Town himself. Take a look at this option play. Smart move there. Now that pass was on purpose for that play. These teams are training that every day.
Service errors seem to be the theme here in set number one so far, and wonder if it's just them trying to serve tough or they're not focused. That ball was dead on this first knuckle over by Hoppe. Finally finds us in, and the whistle blows, make it 15-11.
Yeah, Hoppe played at Orange Coast College and Concordia. Was a great indoor player, and he's making moves in the back here of the sand as well. We can see him dancing around with that one-arm jab.
Excellent transition play by Jordan Hoppe, diving into the line with that left hand, keeping it in play, and then putting it away on that wrist-away winner.
Great play, big double arm lift, and he sold that by keeping his shoulders square. We saw it there in that replay. His shoulders were square to us in that left corner known as the 5-6 seam.
Bourne letting her rip, and you could hear that contact off of Hoppe in defense. There's a lot of pace on that ball.
Yeah, you can really hear it when it comes off of you. And Jordan, he's had quite the season this year in Huntington. He took a 7th with James Shaw, played with James Shaw for 2 more tournaments after that, and then him and Wieczorek earned a 5th in Virginia Beach. But there was a trickle-down effect because Bourne and Wilcox got in on points into this main draw, even though they won the Virginia Beach Open. They earned their top points here in Chicago. So that trickle down went to Wieczorek and Hoppe for that 4th seed into AVP Chicago.
You're looking at Ryan Wilcox, a former UCSB Gaucho, stands at 6'2" at the service line. Great pickup by Wilcox. Oh, out of the shooting gallery is Wieczorek off the block of Bourne.
Yeah, that's a veteran play from Wieczorek. He realized what was happening out in front of him. He knew he was off the net, saw try stay, and then just challenged those high hands.
Bourne with the equipment-aided kill, hitting the front of that cable and bouncing over.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to be able to work through these plays. Even if you're not feeling in the zone or comfortable on your side, you have to just find a way when it's gritty, when you're going through the trenches, what can we control on our side?
Overpass and easily taken care of by Bourne.
Yeah, and what you can take care of at any given point in the game of beach volleyball is your serve. It's the only skill in volleyball that you have full control over. There's nothing happening before it. So you have full control of this present moment and able to regroup. As we see Bourne there, he forced that overpass kill with that last serve.
Another tight pass and Bourne supremacy up top.
Yeah, there you go, back-to-back plays for Bourne, driving that serve to the sideline of Hoppe. He knows it's a difficult angle to pass, forcing that overpass.
Bourne on fire on the block. Bourne now bombing away. Talk about these last 3 points by Bourne.
Yeah, you know, I feel like he might have heard me down there when I was saying he needs to zone in on his side, because he is zoning in. He is taking care of what he can control, right? You can only control what you can control. And right now, that is Bourne going back, hitting his serving location, forcing overpasses, and utilizing those overpasses with blocks.
Well, you see that Hoppe and Wieczorek wanting to slow that momentum. What was a 3-point lead now tied up at 17 apiece, and all behind the play of Bourne. 2 blocks, a blast.
Exactly, with those back-to-back blocks. And right now, Bourne and Wilcox, they're batting .368 as a team. So they've upped that hitting percentage here later on in set number 1. Hoppe and Wieczorek batting .333. So that's the difference, is that right now, Bourne and Wilcox, they're earning a couple more momentum plays. They have 2 digs now. They have 2 blocks. Are they able to sustain that pressure?
Bourne coming out of that timeout pretty confident after scoring those 3 back-to-back-to-back points.
Yes, Bourne!
And we've got a double contact called on the set by Wieczorek, and like that, Bourne and Wilcox, 18-17 lead at crunch time.
Hey, plenty of ball game left. It really can still go either way. Right now on the double calls, referees, per our last conversation at the Manhattan Beach Open, they're okay with a little spin on the ball. They just don't want that lift.
Going high off the hands is Jordan Hoppe, and Vic, they're really going with that, sticking with that high ball offense on the Hoppe-Wieczorek side.
Yeah, well, they're doing such a great job of giving their partners time with the apex on that ball. So we'll see different variations of offense all day long here on court 1. Some teams run a faster tempo. The Taylors, we know that they love to do that. But I love Hoppe and Wieczorek giving their side time to see the court and make those plays.
Come on! Ball attempt and a lot of heat on it, but even more distance after the swing by Bourne.
Yep, a first ball. I like seeing that by him. He had the vision there, but an unforced error will go to Will Wiesborn. Pardon me.
Combo name. Double joust up top. Wilcox takes a shot. Drops it inside the sideline. Why let the big guys go at it when the little guys can just place it?
Exactly, right? Placement over power, and that's Hoppe right here. Sneaking that ball in there, and
got our first set point for Hoppe-Wieczorek, the so-called underdogs in this one, as a 15 seed against Bourne and Ryan Wilcox. What do you think they're discussing in this timeout, Vic?
Yeah, well, for the native of Chicago and Hoppe, they just need 1 point, right? They have the ball, they're at the service line, so they're probably discussing who do we want to serve, where do we want to place this ball, and what defense are we going to be running out of it. We got to make sure that we're ready for that option play. We know Tri likes to go on that, so you have to respect it if they're in system. If they're out of system, we can then adjust and make a different defensive play.
And you're watching the AVP Chicago Open. Welcome to all our fans in the crowd chat. And Broads Volleyball, I saw your comment. The multi-view stream is awesome. I have to agree on that one. I'm actually watching the other matches. Don't let Vic know. But we'd love to hear from you in the crowd chat. Let us know where you're watching in from, and answer some questions, maybe engage some other fans. I think my favorite handle of the morning, though, I've seen so far, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, I love that name.
Set point number 1, serving to 18. You're looking at David Wieczorek to do the honors.
Yeah, baby!
Rocking it out of the right side. It's Ryan Wilcox.
Yeah, and you got to give it to Wilcox. He knows how to make plays, and he's been in pressure situations before. I would expect him to make that fast arm side-out swing.
19 serving to set point number 2. Going to his smooth operator game is Jordan Hoppe for the win at 21-19.
Yeah, and I love that we're calling Hoppe short. He is 6'5", but the other big dogs out there are standing close to 6'6", 6'8". But here's Hoppe being able to, getting his hand on that ball, calm, cool, and collected. In taking set number 1, they were in the lead the majority of the set, and then Bourne and Wilcox got it together a little bit on their side, with Bourne serving aggressive on their side, having Hoppe and Wieczorek have to make a couple changes. They were able to make those changes in real time, adjust a couple things on defense, and they pushed out set number 1 in their favor.
Well, Vic, let's look at the numbers you see here, because obviously 2-point win, but it's a lot tighter if you look at the stats, and it comes down to errors.
Yeah, so 4 unforced errors, so 4 attack errors for both teams. We saw that early on for Bourne and Wilcox, which gave that lead to Hoppe and Wieczorek. So Wieczorek and Hoppe, they didn't have those attack errors until later on in the ball game. It was 3 service errors from Hoppe and Wieczorek and 4 from Bourne and Wilcox. So sure, high error game, but were they able to make plays in transition? Yes, Hoppe had 5 digs, Wieczorek with 2 blocks. Wilcox has 2 digs, Bourne 1 block. So right now, Hoppe and Wieczorek, for the duration of set number 1, were making better plays in transition and putting balls away.
Without a doubt, with the experience of Tri Bourne, the Tokyo Olympian, taking on the young gun of Ryan Wilcox, who is a highlight reel, who played at UC Santa Barbara. It's a good combo who can bounce back and take a second set if needed. Starting off our second will be Jordan Hoppe at the service line. First serve, as you see, misses just inches long.
Do love an aggressive serve, especially at this level. You have to try and get these teams out of system.
Back-to-back service errors. Everyone's going for it on the court there in the second set, Vic.
Wieczorek grinning on his face there as he has his family and friends we can see there behind him.
Banging out of the right side. Ryan Wilcox showing he's got a cannon on his shoulder.
Yeah, he does. He has such a fast arm swing. It's very similar to Taylor Crabb, actually. He gets his feet to the ball so well, and his arm is already coiled before his legs basically leave the ground. His feet leave the ground. So a quick arm swing from Wilcox is how he has to beat the big blockers out in front of him.
Jordan jumbo attack in that deep area 1 corner, hitting the coffin corner. Tough serve into the seam, creating a little havoc. And the knuckler misses long on that broken play on the Bourne Wilcox side.
Broken play, they tried to go that deep seam. Wieczorek and Hoppe holding their breath there, but it was a few inches out.
Going to that chop shot down the line is Tri Bourne.
Yeah, great vision there from Bourne. We can see on this replay, he's able to keep his shoulders square, and it's that hand-to-ball contact high down the line.
Wilcox working on Hoppe. Attack here. Wow, that's like getting away. Definitely no snap.
Yeah, he definitely was under that ball. So that's how that ball sailed long. When you contact the underside of it, it'll go up and out like that, just like a home run. But we are not at the Cubs Stadium today.
Four serving to 3. Try Bourne patrolling the skies in Chicago.
Yeah, great move there from Bourne. That was a delayed block by him. He recognized that Wieczorek wasn't taking a full approach, so he delayed that block and swatted that ball down.
Look at that beautiful cutting by Jordan Hoppe. The extreme angle.
Right. On the pin, it does not get any sharper than that, proving that there is always more angle.
Angle. Yes, I got it. Here you go. Hit it up.
Wieczorek on the swat. Wieczorek getting up top. Hoppe picks it up and goes over on one. And try Bourne, done with the mess. He's knocked it off the block. Wieczorek for the winner.
Yeah, quick little scramble plays for both teams in this rally. I like that move going short by Hoppe, but you got to expect that option play, especially when you're putting ball short on teams like this. They love to run an on-two play if it's a deep system.
Letting her rip is Jordan Hoppe just over the block of Bourne.
I like that high swing by Hoppe. Play that Concordia Irvine.
Wilcox on the cable assisted kill, 7-5.
Yeah, using the equipment to his advantage. You can see that big double arm lift, but see how fast his arm swing is? His hand dropped there when he was contacting that ball, so that's how it caught the top of the tape.
Tight ball on the net, and wisely going off the block is David Wieczorek, to the amusement of the fans in attendance.
Yeah, we love a good tool off high hands at this level and at any level. When I'm coaching my indoor teams, I tell my athletes, go after the block in front of you. Who cares if you're undersized? Use it as a tool in your toolbox. A lot of the time, these blockers reach up and high, like that by Bourne, finding success with it. But sometimes you're able to take advantage of those blocks and tool high hands.
Bourne just getting his block on here in his first match of the day. He closed out the first set with 3, and now he's just adding that total here in the second set as he's getting a really good read on the attacks by both Hoppe and Wieczorek.
There you go.
And a uncontrolled ball off that shot leads to an easy point for Hoppe Wieczorek at 7-8.
Yeah, point for point here. I would expect Bourne and Wilcox to try and find that rhythm if they can.
Second ball attack by Wieczorek goes off of Wilcox for the point, tied up at 8s.
I like that play from Wieczorek. He really is having a big presence right now, not only in serve receive, but in transition. Wieczorek is touching volleyballs. He's also setting up very efficiently.
Net violation by Wieczorek, getting a little over anxious on stuff in the ball at the outside.
A classic broadcaster's jinx, right when I was complimenting him. Sorry about that, Wieczorek. I'll take the bullet on that one.
Great save by Wilcox, and Bourne knocks it down for the winner.
A stuff block by Bourne at the net. Pardon me, an attack kill is what I meant to say.
Wilson tattooed Hoppe,
Yes.
standing in D.
Bourne was the AVP MVP 2 years ago in 2022.
Come on, no, shoot!
Dropping it right behind the block is Hoppe, and you hear the oh shoot by Bourne.
Yeah, great disguise there from Hoppe. He kept his shoulders square, and he was seeing the defender move out in front of him. That pocket was open right over the block.
Angle. Come on, angle.
Good block by Wieczorek.
Angle.
Saved by Wilcox. And look at that little hang and bang action from Hoppe to Wieczorek.
Giving the fans exactly what they want to see. Wieczorek here, kicking out wide to the pin, nobody home, and utilizing that high line swing.
Oh, bouncing it off the end line with the nylon glove. That's an ace for David Wieczorek for the hometown fans as they go up 11-10 at the technical timeout.
Back-to-back momentum plays for Wieczorek and Hoppe. Wieczorek going back there, driving that serve, challenging this team right now of Bourne and Wilcox. He knows that they're a new team. They've only played 2 tournaments together. They played Virginia Beach and the Manhattan Open. So this is only the 3rd tournament for Bourne and Wilcox. So they're still trying to create that dialogue and getting familiar with each other. Wieczorek knows this. He's challenging that seam, and that's exactly how he found that ace.
Well, Vic, I got to jump over to the crowd chat because there's some great volleyball heckling going on there. Here you go. Wieczorek looks like he is setting with a couple of forks. So please explain that to our not as experienced volleyball fans watching or listening.
Maybe because his hands are starting really high and his fingers aren't very wide. So maybe they're talking about his fingers looking like forks and going to stab the volleyball. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It seems to be working for him right now.
I personally enjoy the imagery and the colorful description by our user, Hans. So I'm going to guess that Hans was a former setter at one point in their career. Again, we are in our technical timeout with Hoppe Wieczorek leading 11-10. Wieczorek, a 6'8" blocker right out of Chicago, Illinois. Played for Pepperdine University. David Hunt's Waves was an ABCA, not only honorable mention, but also second team All-American. Was a phenomenal outside hitter for Hunt and his Waves.
Watch it!
Great pursuit. Is it in? Out of play, but you got to love the effort.
Right, that ball came back on the opposite side of the antenna, so therefore it is out of bounds. A lift looks like it is the call there.
Renee Marcellus, quick to make that call, was looking at her hand motions to make sure I saw that it was a lift and not a net at that angle. Tough serve into the seam. Hoppe steps in. Full defense by Bourne. He got a knuckle on it, but it was too low, and Wilcox unable to get a good launching point from his defensive spot.
Hey, both teams are being challenged right now into the seam, but great placement there by Hoppe attacking that puller.
On swap patrol is David Wieczorek, giving the fans what they want.
He is on fire right now, patrolling that net. He does a great job of watching his attacker lining up in front of their line of approach. But here's the difference at this level. Are they slowing down their approach or are they not? And Wieczorek is making those reads.
Powerful back set by Bourne, pushing it to that right side. And going to the finesse game is Jordan Hoppe, goes wrist away, knocking it down the line.
Hoppe is having a game and a half. Again, that lifted set in transition, giving him the time and the space to go ahead and find that cut shot.
Looks like we've got a timeout on the court taken by Bourne and Wilcox, now trailing by 4. Easily the biggest lead so far of our match. But Victoria, what are we seeing here happen with the momentum by Hoppe and Wieczorek?
Yeah, well, they're batting right now .467, so they're leading the two teams in hitting percentage. But again, Hoppe is making defensive plays. He has 5 digs, Wilcox 1. And 2 blocks to go along with it in the second set. So right now, again, they're making plays in transition. Hoppe is making reads at the moment. He's digging volleyballs that are majority of the time in system for Wieczorek to come in, create a lifted set opportunity. And Hoppe, he's an offensive threat.
Well, one thing I want to mention here, because it was a big discussion topic, not only for us yesterday, but on social media. Taylor Crabb wearing shoes on the sand, and Taylor Crabb stoking the crowd engagement by acknowledging he loves seeing all the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that was really fun. And his brother Trevor poking some fun at him on social media, commenting something about golfing. They're going to go golfing later, and he needed to break them in.
That and he's looking for a Puma or Nike shoe deal is what the favorite one is.
Hashtag trend setter.
Hoppe out of the timeout, and good timeout as he serves it into the net for Wilcox and Bourne.
Yeah, one of those serves is you want to try and make it after a timeout is called, especially because the purpose of the timeout, well, they're trying that icier serve.
Going for his jumbo, and he knocks it in the corner pocket.
Yeah, great corner pocket there, being able to get that hand-to-ball contact. Hoppe and Wieczorek are part of the USA development team, trained in Hermosa Beach together.
The double finger point by Wieczorek to Hoppe was classic. Old school acknowledgement.
Yeah, baby!
And seeing the spread block was Bourne as just loops it high line for the winner.
Yeah, he had a really high elbow and high hand on there, so he was able to create that shot up and over.
Well served down the line, picked up by Wieczorek, and Wieczorek, no block means he's gonna thump.
He sure will take full advantage of that. Wieczorek is nothing but tunnel vision right now. It's do or die Saturday, and his family's in the stands. I expect nothing less.
That's the one. Yes, I'm back.
SWAT patrol by Wieczorek again.
Yes!
And Bourne uses the block of Wieczorek on that second attack.
All day.
Bourne having fun with it and creating momentum on his side after that big attack by him. It was a loud cheer from Bourne because it was such an important play. He knows very well he could have been clamped down, but they're still alive.
Yeah.
Stepped in on that dig is Wilcox.
Go!
Wilcox in transition.
Told you.
High lines a call and high lines a point.
Yeah, Hoppe stayed true middle there, opening up that high line for Wilcox, and he just read that play, well executed.
Come on!
Try Bourne making an ultimatum appearance again on the stuff block. 16-17. We got a timeout taken by Wieczorek and Hoppe.
Yeah, so this is exactly what we saw in the first set, right? It was Wieczorek and Hoppe having that early lead, Bourne and Wilcox then finding momentum and rhythm coming into the latter half. So Bourne tends to lock his blocking in right now in this ball game in the latter half of both sets. So Hoppe and Wieczorek, they were able to control their side and make adjustments on that Bourne block. A couple adjustments that they made were with the setting. They kept it off just a bit to keep that space away from Bourne because he's doing a great job of taking space out the net. So maybe we'll see that switch here out of this timeout.
Checking the other court's action, it looks like Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander just defeated Hagen Smith and Logan Weber 2-0, 21-17, 21-19. To move forward, 13th place finish for Weber and Smith. Well, on our court right here, Ryan Wilcox back to serve, trailing 16-17, trying to push a third set tiebreak.
Yeah, baby!
Rob's ace in the corner. 17.
Man, that could not have been closer in the corner. They were serving down into the seam, and now it looks like Wilcox is going for the sidelines.
Four. Hey. Come on. And no.
Fish out of the net by Bourne.
Four. Come on, let's see.
And looking for that empty real estate was Wieczorek on that second ball.
You know, Wieczorek and Hoppe, I said it before, I'll say it again, they're getting a lot of reps together with the USA program, and this is one of those plays in transition that they didn't even have the dialogue for. They didn't have to say anything. They just knew what they wanted to do. And that just comes with exposure of reps and real in-time game experience.
Crunch time score of 18-17. Wieczorek back to serve. And lighting it up, Ryan Wilcox thrown down.
Being able to make plays for his team again.
Wilcox being the playmaker, tying it up at 18s. Wilcox gets up. Oh, drawing Wieczorek on the jump was Bourne on the jump set. Wilcox no block, and he throws it right down towards Hoppe.
I mean, it was an in-system pass. Great play on the jump set from Bourne. He held Wieczorek there, opening up that angle. And Wilcox cheering very loudly after that one.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Go on. Got it. Over it. Up, stay. All right. Yeah.
And knocked it off the block after the back and forth rally. Strive Bourne, and they are serving for set point, looking to force that third set tiebreak.
Can we talk about Hoppe there in that rally, digging the ball with his shoulder? What a play.
He planned that.
Yeah, right?
Set points from 18, Bourne.
Yeah, sure.
Changing it up, he gets a dirty ace winner to push that third set tiebreak, 21-18.
There is nothing that you can do about that play. The spin on the ball off the top of the tape, nothing that Wieczorek and Hoppe could do. But they have another chance to stay alive here in Survival Saturday, heading into a third set.
Nothing like a Survival Saturday third set tiebreak happening in only 2 matches of play here in our Court 1 stream on Valley Live, Vic.
I expect us to have a lot of 3-set battles here at Oak Street Beach, and the fans are packing around all 3 courts and into stadium. because these athletes all want a chance to earn their way into the AVP League Draft, which is going to be happening shortly after Chicago. AVP will release a date after Chicago.
I'm excited for that draft. I want to see how it's going to work out and who they decide the team managers are going to be, because they can go the corporate route and say, let's have some of our top sponsors be the coaches of these teams, or they can have players, former players or legends, pick the teams representing the cities.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see, and I'm sure the fans have something to say about what teams are in what cities, but the gameplay is going to look a little bit different. It's still 2 out of 3 sets. Each set will be played to 15. So it's still win by 2. All other standard AVP rules will apply. Each team is allowed 1 timeout per set. There will be no technical timeouts because it's such a fast-paced game.
Pedal to the metal, race to 15, best of 3. Checking in the crowd chat, and Aaron Wags, always great to have you on. Love the discussion topic. What are the top 3 ideas for AVP growth? I want to throw that out to the fans in the crowd chat.
That is a great question. The fans get very creative, and I love it.
First serve in our third set, going towards Wilcox.
Yes, go, jump. Go
Wilcox softly going off that knuckler by Wieczorek.
So a race to 15 here. It's a heavy serve and pass battle. Both teams are playing disciplined defense. It'll come down to who can make the least amount of unforced errors and earn points in transition. But when you get an ace serve like that, you'll take it.
Let's go.
The Flying Hawaiians love him playing with that trickler.
Love a lucky let serve.
Cracking the whip on the swing was Wilcox, but it's called long.
An aggressive air from Wilcox. He comes into this ball game wanting to swing at the majority of his sets. So he came in here. We've seen him shoot around before, but he is an athlete that loves to swing away at the ball.
Wieczorek at the service line going towards Wilcox.
Yes, baby.
And this time Wilcox delivers.
Calm, cool, and collected from Wilcox down the line there.
Got to drop this little anecdote in there from messages. Jordan Hoppe, OCC alum, 2017, and state MVP. I think that came from a former coach, I believe, because as you see that service go wide, and that's why we love the crowd chat. People messaging and engaging online as we are real time here at the AVP Chicago.
Yep, the last of the Heritage Series events. Who will be granted those wild card entries into the AVP League?
People to serve off the cable.
Yeah, shot.
Little fadeaway cutting action by Bourne. Bourne serving the 2. Going aggressive on that spin serve is Bourne. But with an even harder
Don't serve me,
is
Wilcox.
David Wieczorek.
Wieczorek saying, "Don't serve me, Wilcox." After that swing, you guys heard that on the mic.
3 serving to 4. Wieczorek staying at 6'8", so he is a big physical presence at the net. Drop shot by Bourne. All of it's just happening for Tri-Bourne today.
It really is. He is making plays. It was a slow start, but he is fully with a smile on his face too. It looks like he's just having fun with it.
Hey, come on, yes, come on.
Double contact called on the set by Wieczorek to second here in this match.
I like him being aggressive with his hands, though, setting that ball. It's easier to run an offense if you're able to hand set the ball.
Like Allison did yesterday. We saw him actually hand set a ball, which was pretty amazing to see. Going thumb down on the pound is Ryan Wilcox.
Hoppe and Wieczorek need to find a way to side out and earn points in transition. We saw Wilcox challenge that block and find that angle outside of Wieczorek. That is a very difficult swing.
Got a team timeout taken by Hoppe. Wieczorek trailing 7-3 in our third set tiebreak. Check out our chat in the crowd chat, Vic. They've got some great ideas for building AVP fan base and building growth in the sport.
Aaron Wex.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Aaron Wex saying player jerseys, alcohol title sponsor, stat leaders, bonus prize pool. So yeah, that looks a lot like other professional leagues around the world. Athletes will negotiate into their contracts bonuses. So if your team finishes in the top 3, you get this bonus. If you get offensive AVP or lead in a stat, you get that bonus. So very common for athletes to negotiate that with the teams that they are drafted to around the world.
Yeah, I see T20 jumping in there, build fan base first and more social engagement. And I see the efforts that the AVP is making. They've got quite a few. If you just look around the court, they have a handful of people getting content and providing content to the AVP site through multiple channels. Is it enough? Hard to say. There's so much social media coming at you these days, but I always appreciate it. Bourne out of the timeout, gets it over towards Hoppe.
And he's up. Hey! Yes, let's go. Come on.
And it looks like we got a net call. Didn't see the gesture by Renee Marcellus, our R1. Yes, followed through into the net by Wilcox. Four 7. Wieczorek did get the net, but it was a second contact on the net on that play. Some extra discussion going on courtside there between the referees.
Yes, buddy.
Replacement winner by Wilcox. Smooth stroking in that area 4.
Yeah, great delay there from Wilcox being able to place that ball up and over. Wieczorek is doing a good job of taking space. Wilcox is just seeing the ball out in front of him.
Wilcox, tomahawk chopping, going for the head of it on Wilcox. Wieczorek with a high, hard cross-court swing.
Yep, a high lifted set, giving him that opportunity. He did this many a times in his indoor career. Feels very comfortable taking that swing.
Yes, baby!
Crossbody banging Brian Wilcox.
Yeah, he is just carving up those sidelines, going sharp across both ways.
I'm serving a 5. You're looking to try Bourne back to serve. 6'5" blocker from Honolulu. Former Trojan from USC on the indoor side of things.
Come on, damn it!
Sneaking it by at the right side is Jordan Hoppe. That gives a tight set, Vic, on that play by Hoppe, but he's able to take care of it.
Yes! Wrong guy!
going thumb down on the winner. Bourne is feeling it still.
Yep, he is. He is feeling that momentum, giving him that 4-point lead. He is creating plays right now. Bourne, he's a playmaker out there. He's seeing the court extremely well.
Option ball picked up by Wilcox. Wilcox on the attack, and he thumps it off of Hoppe. The long distance dig out of play off of Hoppe. 11-6. Hoppe with the easy roll shot for the winner.
Taking a look here on the pin. I love the hand set again, and then just the finesse around that block of try.
Bringing in that seam of uncertainty, but good pass by Wilcox and Bourne.
Ready. Here we go. We got time. I'm here.
Look out below. The flying Hawaiian, Ryan Wilcox, bringing it in the middle.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can do about this play. I mean, look at his hand-to-ball contact.
My guy a lot.
He just perfectly fired away on that Wieczorek, thinking he was going to set Bourne. And that pocket opened perfectly.
That was one of those welcome to the highlight zone top blasts by Wilcox.
Hey, screw that door. Screw that door this morning. Let's go, Dave. Come on. You're good.
And doing a little bit of banging in the zone is David Wieczorek.
Yes, sir. Hey!
8-10 on the turn, or correction, 8-12 on the turn here in our third set tiebreak.
That's
Moves
the
are finishing
play.
13th.
Right, and that's the play that they needed to fire their side up. Wieczorek, he is not backing down. This is his home court, and he just unloaded on that ball.
Winner moves on to play the Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook, and the jumps are missed just wide. (13 serving to 8. Former Gaucho Wilcox serving.
I got it. Come on.
And make that an ace off that tough serve, bringing us to our first match point for Wilcox and Bourne.
Again, the service pressure we can see here from Wilcox, forcing that tight pass.
Racking it out of the right side, it's Jordan Hoppe.
And a big thud from that ball. Hoppe going sharp cross.
8 serving to match point number 2. Correction, 9 serving to match point number 2.
Go get it.
And signed, sealed, and delivered for point, set, and match on the Wilcox blast. As Bourne, Ryan Wilcox move on to play the number 5 seed, Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook, while Jordan Hoppe and David Wieczorek finish with a 13th in the AVP Chicago Open. Victoria, closing thoughts on the match and what stuck out in your eyes?
Yeah, well, the local kid, Wieczorek, he had a ball game and a half. Hoppe was digging balls as well, but I think the veteran of Bourne shined true and through, giving his young blood, Wilcox, the confidence that they needed to take this ball game.
Well, for all you in the crowd chat, appreciate all the engagement and all the ideas you've got. I've got to definitely jump on there and read them back when I get the opportunity, but it is pretty active, and I appreciate all of you guys supporting the AVP here on the Valley Live app. There is plenty of Windy City action coming at you today. This is only match 2 of, I believe, 9 coming on this court today, so I invite you to stick around. We've got another one coming up in approximately 10 minutes, and that will be the number 13 seed, Dylan Marek and Lev Prima, taking on the number 12 seed, Kane Schultz and James Shaw. It's in about 10 minutes. Victoria will be stepping off, and I believe Meg Bergdorf will be back on, but we are tag teaming today, covering all this action coming at you here in our AVP Chicago Open, our Heritage Series event. Vic, excellent work. Love working with you. Can't wait to catch you a little bit later today.
That.